Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. Finally getting to do the weekly guidance reading. I really wish I could do it every week, but things are kind of crazy. So we're going to take a look into what do you need to know this week. So predictions and guidance. I'll be using the Light Seer's Tarot for the first part. I like to first look into areas of self, like how your energy will be, and then I will try to get the outer energies. Remember that this is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, the info is below for that. So I'll show you the 4 selections. The timestamps are listed below. So group number 1 is amethyst. And please only watch this if you're called to it as usual. Group number 2 is selenite. Group number 3 is lava stone. And group number 4 is tiger's eye. So just take as much time as you need. You can pause if you need to. But whenever you guys are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the amethyst. So let's take a look into just your energy, how you'll be doing this week. We just had an eclipse yesterday. So apparently that was a good time for releasing. I hope that you guys were able to do that. Okay, Spirit, this reading is for group number 1. Please and thank you, amethyst. Can we just know, what is your starting message for group number 1? What is the first thing that they need to know for their reading? Thank you. Okay, group 1, we have here Page of Wands. So I look at this and I see opportunity. So this could be a great week for positive opportunity and positive potential. Notice how they're not necessarily saying it's guaranteed, like this is going to happen for sure. It's more like they're inviting you to make it happen. And if you do that, I feel like it will be a guarantee. So yeah, lots of positive potential and opportunity this week for you in whichever area you would like it to be, because it could be in multiple areas. Spirit, now I'm moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards them in self? What do they need to know? Group 1, amethyst. Yeah, so here with the High Priestess, it looks like there's already a strong psychic energy behind you. Meaning like this energy where you already know where you want to go. I don't think you might not be consciously aware of this, hence, you know, the High Priestess is usually intuitive energy, subconscious energy. So I think what could end up happening there is that you're just going to be following your inner guidance and your inner, like the flow of the energy for this week. So let's say that, you know, someone asks you to something, an unexpected opportunity arises, you know, whatever it might be. That's kind of like showing you the flow of the energies of this week for you, and I feel like you're going to just be following that. Now, others of you, if you do have more so internal desires or inspiration or anything like that that comes up, I feel like you're going to take full advantage, or you're being invited to take full advantage of that. And I think for the most part, you're going to be very happy that you did. This is also happiness and joy in a lot of different ways. Openness, too, what I'm feeling. Spirit, what energies are coming towards them in self this week? Thank you. Yeah, so we have here the World. Again, I'm feeling a lot of joy here. And that rainbow color there really looks like blessings or just general brightness for this week. I am wondering if there's some significance with the 4 shapes here. And I feel inclined to say, if you have not watched my previous pick a card, it was about signs, what signs are coming towards you. You might need to watch that actually, because they're kind of giving me like a crisscross there. So if you haven't seen that, please check that out if you feel called to. And for those of you who did, I wonder if some of the signs already came through, but it's good. Page of Swords next. So this is where around Thursday they said, there's going to be something of a bright idea or some new information coming towards you. Some of you already have received a message regarding a book, especially if you're a writer or there's something you were researching. There's something perhaps with your education that's important or your career path. Around like smack dab on Thursday is what they're saying with this card. That's why they gave me a little bit of a time gap here. That's kind of what I call these. And the new idea is coming through, and some of you might even already be starting, whether it's on Thursday or Friday or, you know, kind of nearby. I think some of you are already going to be starting to take a step towards this thing. It might involve a little bit of risk. Not in a, like, exactly a dangerous way, but more so in a way that it's outside of your comfort zone. So that is interesting. I'm assuming it's something positive, positively aligned with your path, although I don't know what this is just yet. I hope that it rings a bell. And if not, you'll know by Thursday, most of you. And coinciding with that will also be the signs. So again, what signs are coming towards you? You do have the little flying beings here portrayed as birds, but here it does look like it's your guides trying to quite obviously fly in your face and give you some nudge. So that's always comforting because they are there, and it doesn't always seem obvious, but they do kind of make it so. And then here we have the Four of Swords. So at a certain point, you might already have the new stuff coming in, the new energy, new ideas, new maybe motivation towards action, but I think that some of you are going to sleep on it just a little bit. This is, I think, going to be a good thing because you're trying to figure out the flow and the timing of what is appropriate, what is aligned, and I do think that you're going to be listening to your inner guidance. I do think that certain things do need to take a little time and should not be, you know, like if you're not feeling it's right, it may not be best to just jump on that action because it is showing here that you're going to benefit more from having a little bit more time in between. I think the reason for this is because some information still needs to come towards you, some energy still needs to align and settle. They're indicating here like 3 days or so that you're going to be sleeping on it, so to speak, and letting something grow. Final message for self. Thank you. Wow. 10 of Cups. Remember I said before something about a blessing in the rainbow. This is really, really blessed. Very fortunate. Yes, we are seeing some type of like harmony or balance happening, just something being resolved, something, again, being lifted and joyous. This also could be talking about the flow of energy ahead of you, kind of like the direction that you're going will also carry this energy. So all around, really, really wonderful messages. Now I'm going to see what I can get for you for your outer world. I think I'll leave these here for my memory. Spirit, moving forward into just this week, please. What do they need to know is coming towards them in their outer world now? What is a significant event or energy that is coming towards them that we need to be prepared for, maybe? Okay. Interesting contrast here. We have 2 10s, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. And then the 4 of Swords again. I'm actually going to leave that here because it fits perfectly. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what they're getting at with these 2 10s next to each other, but because one is obviously positive and the other looks not so positive. So the 10 of Pentacles, initially I felt something like, they kind of said something is going to be working out with someone else. So it kind of felt like someone who's close to you, whether it's like a family member, a coworker, a partner, you know, whoever. It felt like something was going to be working out. You're going to be talking with this person. You're going to be sort of just gaining some clarity with this person early on. It could be Monday or Tuesday for a lot of you, but this energy could kind of persist into the week anyway. So yeah, that's there. Now, going along with that, I think some part of what you're going to be discussing has to do with ending some kind of a previous cycle with the 10 of Swords here. So either you or both of you know that something has to come to an end. Like, you know, logically and from a practical standpoint that something is kind of just done, like it's completed. Whether it's like an energy of something more emotional or something just obviously like in the outer world, something in your life or both of you guys' lives is ready to come to an end. So partly what you could be discussing is like how to make that happen, how to actually, whether it's taking action towards this thing, you know, some things do need to have direct action, or it could be a mindset as well. But I do think that there's going to be an agreement here with you and this person. What else do we need to know for this week? What else, please? So we started off with the Page of Wands. I felt like that was your energy, and I kind of get the same feeling here. Like there's still two people here, and it's cool because you're both actually facing exactly the same direction. So maybe it's kind of continuing with the first message. So what does this mean, please? What energy is coming towards them in their outer world? What's happening here this week? Group 1, thank you. It still looks like there's a little bit of a pause in the situation, right? So kind of the same thing. Like it's showing that something is being decided upon for, I think, like a positive or productive purpose, and then the outcome will make a lot more sense. It'll be more balanced. Okay, so after the pause, that's when the action happens. This could be Saturday, but obviously in a general reading it could vary, but I am kind of getting Saturday-ish energy. So you're going to take a few days to kind of just calm everything, whatever it might be. Over here, I think I estimated this was Thursday. Here it is still saying that, like, in terms of your inner workings, it is going to be at the, like, maybe around 3 to 4 days. So this, by that, you know, standard, it does seem like it's going to happen more quickly. So I do think that you're still going to be contemplating a lot, but the first steps could be taken, I think, even sooner than you're kind of ready for it. So be on the lookout for that. You probably don't want to rush yourself, but it does look like some part of the action is kind of happening more quickly, not in a bad way, but it is going to be helpful to still take a step back, look at it objectively, and make sure that it fits with what feels right to you. What else is happening this week? Outer world, any events, any significant energies, outer world. It kind of sounds like it's a business decision, or if it's not business or career related, then it could be something more personal, like what to do with the relationship, what to do with something in your environment as well. Okay, so we have here the Three of Swords. Spirit, what is the message here with the Three of Swords? This doesn't even really belong here, weirdly enough. What is the Three of Swords specifically? What's going on here? It could be something that either you or this person that you're dealing with is going through on the subconscious level. We have the Moon card here, and I have a feeling that whoever is feeling this is really not entirely aware of this. Therefore, in the conscious level, it may not show up totally this week, but it will probably show up the following week. So someone here could kind of go through an internal sort of I don't want to call it a tower moment, but it does feel like it's going to jar them a bit, whether this is you or this person. So it is good to know. Someone here is probably going through like a very deep releasing, and yeah, it's going to be noticeable soon. But I would like to add that this does not mean that something is going wrong. Usually if we feel, you know, really down about something or just like knocked down in any way, we typically tend to think that something's going wrong, or like, you know, like it's going off plan. But I think that this was meant to release in the time that it's releasing. We do have another eclipse coming through, not that it's the same kind, but it's just a powerful energy this time around. Yeah, and here it goes. We have the Devil card. Now, ultimately, this is going to be beneficial to whoever this is happening to, because what I'm seeing is someone becoming freed from a specific pattern of negativity or whatever, shadow, you know, something like that, that was latched onto the subconscious sort of area. And I think that it's going to be good. This will be shaken kind of from someone's system here. So that's good to know. Kind of an unrelated message, but I think it's going to be relevant soon. Any final messages as to what's happening in their outer world this week? Yeah, otherwise it's looking good. We're going with the flow here with the Knight of Cups. Things are just kind of running pretty smoothly. And with the Three of Wands, we are seeing something in your overall situation, or your environment, let's say, kind of expanding, growing and expanding. And it's only going to continue. Like whatever you were planning for that, it is going to continue to the point where eventually you'll move on from something that just wasn't working for you. And it is going to be pretty much like a fresh start, because here I'm seeing you look up and away from the current status of what was really not working out so well. And it is going to change the perspective quite a bit. Final message or advice for group number 1. So we have Temperance and then the Ace of Pentacles. The more that you move forward with like this good, solid, kind of stable energy, and it's like very healing, very balanced, the more that you're opening up more and more opportunities for your prosperity, specifically your prosperity. So meaning your financial status or stuff with your like your career and or like your environmental part of life, such as physical or actual environment. So keep that up. This is where it's heading. So it's looking really good. Just make sure that, you know, whatever you're bringing in and you're attracting due to like your thoughts and your own energy is, I would say, peaceful. It doesn't always have to be overly positive, but peaceful is always good. So group one, very positive reading. I hope that this made sense to your situation. You can let me know below. But yeah, I hope it all goes well for you this week. And if you want to check out my other pick a card readings, you know, you can leaf through and see what resonates with you. Oh, and if you want a personal reading, the link is below. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Good luck with things, and I will see you in the next reading, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the Selenite. So let's take a look here. Spirit, this reading is for group 2, please and thank you, Selenite. We'd like some guidance for them for this week. I'm going to be starting off with just the energies of self. It helps me to not be confused, actually, but it also helps to see where your energy is. Spirit, do we have a starting message for group number 2, Selenite? What is your starting message for this week and guidance? Okay, so we have 8 of Wands. So with 8 of Wands, typically I do think of movement. This one I do see movement, but I also see a lot of energy. It looks like a lot of bright kind of like sparks. So this could be movement, whether that's physically or more energetically and inspiration-wise. So that's really nice. So I'm not sure if you're working on something. You know, it could be something creative. It could be something for work. It could be something for obviously like your personal life. But it's very dynamic and exciting movement, so that's nice to hear. Spirit, now moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards them in self? What do they need to know here? Actually, this is really similar because the Page of Cups, I mean, it does look like someone is really imagining something. You can see the energy lines kind of going upward, and maybe they're thinking about something specific. So lots of that this week. Creative, inspiring energy. And if you happen to be a creator in some way, this could really be a wonderful week for you. If it's not that specifically, I'm feeling it's something with like the heart chakra, so lots of like opportunities for self-love or connecting with others, you know, through emotions or spirit. So otherwise it's very comforting energy. What else, please? So we have the Knight of Swords. What's that all about? That one honestly is a mix. So let me get another card. Because for some of you, I thought it was you were running away from something, and then others of you, I thought it was you were running towards something. And then here we have the Queen of Pentacles. So what does this mean for self? What's coming this week? It could be an even split here. Sorry, it's not even coming out. Yeah, it's not even, the cards aren't even wanting to come out. Okay, so let me try to interpret this first. For some of you, and this will really depend on where you are in your journey, so maybe you can figure it that way. Some of you, there could be something within the area of self that you may not want to look at just yet. It could be something that you've already been dealing with, something that you've maybe even been directly avoiding. And because, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles, her eyes are closed, so I definitely noted that. And it kind of looks a little bit like she's holding this pentacle almost at a distance. Crossed arms here could maybe signify, like, either feeling blocked or blocking something off purposely. So I am curious as to what this could be. If it does have to do with the 2 previous cards, there's a chance that there's like a part of you or your soul's path or your spiritual growth or emotional growth too that maybe you may not feel quite ready to look at. Okay, so that could be going on in the subconscious. So this might happen around like middle of the week ish. and you're just kind of like feeling uncomfortable with this thing. So whether it came up because of like your circumstances, or it came up because of something you were thinking about, if you happen to feel uncomfortable in the middle of this week, that could be why. It could be because there's something within you, perhaps, that needs to be addressed. Maybe that you have to look at this thing and you're just like, ooh, I don't really want to do that, and then so you kind of got scared a little bit, maybe. And then for the rest of you, I do think that there's a chance you've already done this type of inner work, and therefore you're ready to move towards the next stage. Okay, so we are confirmed here. Five of Cups, pretty clear confirmation here. The Five of Cups is showing this energy of like being dragged down. Kind of looks like a black hole almost here. It does look like regret. It does look like some sort of loss, or, you know, kind of like sadness. Although there's still hope there. There is still like these stars in the sky. I'm getting a very noticeable pain in the right side of my head, like towards the back. I don't typically get that, so I'm wondering if there's something going on here. I don't know if it's like possibly it could be one of your chakras, maybe the chakra that tends to connect you to higher powers. Okay, so this particular month, well, I mean, it's a timeless reading, but yeah, when I'm posting this particular month, I feel is big for spiritual transformation. And this hole here, it kind of does look like there is something that is meant to essentially be let go of and released. Okay, what further do we need to, what further information do we need for this, please? So whether you fall into the first group or the second group of this, I think actually the advice is the same. Someone here, not someone here, they're saying that you may need to look at something. You might not feel like you want to, you might not feel ready to. I mean, my advice is always when you're ready. But there is something here within the subconscious that could potentially create a blockage for you if it hasn't already. If you've been stuck in a particular area of your life for like a while, whether it's like a big area such as like whatever, like relationships or career, or if it's a specific thing such as a project, part of the reason could be what we're seeing here. And so that's why they're indicating here, they're recommending that you turn around to face it, open your eyes to look at it, and maybe some healing has to take place, such as here they might have said forgiveness. I don't know if it's towards yourself or maybe towards something or someone, but that's what's going on this week. So it is going to be a very, I think, powerful week for you in terms of healing, in terms of, you know, inner reflection. So I know it's hard. I know it's not pleasant at all, but it is worth it in the end, I think. Final card. We have two. We have the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So the good news is that I think by Friday, they're saying with this card, I think by Friday-ish, you are going to have some sort of a revelation. Her eyes are still closed, but you can see that there is a ray of sunshine or light, and a little bit of releasing as well that is coming through. So through all of the battles and all of the, you know, the heaviness that you've had to endure, the knowledge is coming through, and even how to release yourself from this so that it doesn't have to be a battle, so that it doesn't have to be heavy. So I know this was a lot to take in for just 1 week, but I think it's a good opportunity. So hopefully you take the opportunity to, you know, free yourself from whatever this is, and then you won't have to keep dealing with it either. So in terms of your outer world, I'm going to leave these here and see. Spirit, moving forward into just this week, what energies are coming towards them in their outer world? Is there any significant energy or event that they need to know about that we can be prepared for? Spirit, what's happening this week, just this week? So we have Ten of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. So in your outer world, it does look like there is something making way for more contentment and joy. That's confirmed here with the Ten of Cups as well. So some environmental or external thing factor is going to be coming through this week to say like it is. So if there was some like annoyance or some heaviness or some negativity externally, like whatever, for example, at work or at home or whatever it might have been, that is going to go away, and it might have already gone away like a few days ago or something. So externally, it's going to be a little bit easier. There's going to be more harmony within the stream of the place, such as home or work or wherever. And it's going to just be a little brighter in that sense. What else is coming this week? Outer worlds. So we had that here. Okay, so we're having really similar messages. Knight of Swords is repeated, Four of Pentacles is here, which I did say that this could be blockage. It's a different card, but it kind of says the same thing. So in your outer world, I think this is around Thursday-ish. Something wants to move forward and go forward in some way, but there is a chance that there could be some, I think maybe stalling energy, either hesitation energy or stalling energy. It's unclear where it's coming from. It could be coming from you, it could be coming from a person you're dealing with, or the situation as a whole. So what does this mean in terms of the energy outcome? Strength card. I mean, the Strength card is overall positive, so I don't really see necessarily a negative outcome. And with the Page of Wands here, it does look like that the potential, I guess, positive energy is lifting. It's kind of lifting out of a potential stuckness. So in other words, I do think that whatever was trying to move forward for you this week, something positive, should be sort of like solving itself. Now this could happen more towards, I think, the end of the week. Let me see what's going on there, because that's obviously something to look into. Spirit, what is the Tower? What area of life, or what is this having to do with in their outer world? This could be something as simple as plans are going to change. There's a chance it has to do with a particular person or connection here with the Tower, because we have Six of Cups. So what's going on here, please? So if it's something as mild as plans changing, the reason why it's coming through as a Tower for some of you is because, it was sudden, and it was just like this abrupt thing that kind of like pushed its way in. And whatever is happening in its place is kind of just like, the Knight of Pentacles is kind of like, it's a stable energy, but at the same time it looks frustrated, if you ask me. Like, and the two, yeah, okay, so this is kind of the same thing. What we're seeing here is an up and down energy. We're seeing that actually the whole way through. It's kind of like it's going in this fashion where the energy itself is fluctuating quite a bit. What else about the Tower do we need to know? Like, if it's not so mild, what else do we need to know? Okay, now I'm going to be careful about this one. But if you fall into the other category where it's not so mild, there's something else going on here. For some of you, only if this resonates, it does look like that towards the end of the week that there could be some illusions or deception involved in the situation. Not necessarily that a person is lying to you. If this is more situational, this could be indicating that something that you thought was going to be one way is not going to be that way. So if it's like, for example, if it was an event, or like, some situation or event, there's a chance that it could just like kind of really not like crumble. I'm not trying to sound dramatic exactly, but it's just gonna be not what you expected it to be, and that is going to cause you to step back from it and just kind of like pause yourself and completely halt yourself, or the energy halts itself on its own. So that could be the case here. So it's more like it's mentally jarring as well. What is anything else here? I feel like it's going to still be worked out one way or another. I don't think you're going to be alone in trying to have to figure this out or clean up a mess or anything. I think that overall it's going to try to be resolved in any which way. Okay, so hopefully this is nothing too crazy or out of the ordinary. I feel like it's just something, like I said, that you're not going to expect. And therefore, the advice, as far as I can tell, for me, I would probably say try not to expect anything. You know, like if something's going to happen, especially if you know it's happening at the end of the week, try to maybe be present and bring yourself back to the present if you start to think about it. If you have some sort of, really specific expectations for whatever's happening, you may want to kind of, come back from that and just say, okay, I'm open to whatever, like whatever happens. I'm open to whatever the universe has. Everything is happening for a specific reason. Kind of just try to train yourself mentally, or like prepare yourself mentally. That's kind of the only thing that we can do. Any final messages about what's going on here towards the end of the week and how to deal with it? I think it's going to be okay. Like overall, I think everything is going to be fine. Page of Cups is here again. That's the card we had in the beginning. Kind of like a soft, playful energy to it. It's leading me to say that generally I think that you're probably going to be making some decisions or kind of needing to reflect on things so that you change your mind about things. But I do think decisions are important here. There's a notion of other people involved here. So whether it's people from work or like friendships or something in between, I do feel like there's a lot of that here as well. So maybe in terms of if you do need to change your mind or make decisions about anything, one good thing to do is to reflect on it just internally first. We saw that with Ace of Swords, just to think about what's best for you and your path, and then kind of talk about it with other people, because I feel like the only way to have clarity here is to first have clarity within oneself, and then you can kind of figure it out with others. Is there any final advice here for group 2? Just, stay hopeful. Remember hope and faith and trust within the divine forces and your guides. I do think that generally there is like some type of wish fulfillment for you in a spiritual sense, but there's still some things that have to happen before that, can take place. The King of Wands, I think, is your energy. It's kind of like your sense of being a visionary and maybe a leader of your life. There could be something with your career path as well involved here. But I do think that it's going to take a little bit more time. I know that's frustrating to hear when you've obviously been working on it for a long time. But whatever's going on this week, it's a bit of a wonky energy, I will admit. It wasn't very clear. So I think it might be collective energy. It might be like, something on your own path. But try to be patient with yourself and with the energy, because I think the nature of it this week, for whatever reason, for you is going to be kind of up and down. So if you need a little bit more clarity, you can check out some of my other pick of cards, or obviously if you want a personal reading, the link is below. But group 2, we'll see. Let me know below your thoughts, because again, it was a little confusing. I hope some of it made sense though, and that some of it was a little helpful. So thank you guys so much. I guess that's what I have for you for today. Thank you. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the lava stone. So I'm going to start off with just your energy. See where we get. Spirit, this reading is for group 3. Please and thank you. Lava stone. Can you please let us know what do they need to know this week? First, in the area of self. Spirit, how will they be doing this week? Now and moving forward. Only this week, Spirit. What is your starting message? Thank you. Group 3. Okay, so we have 10 of Wands. Now I understand the hesitation of the cards. This does look like basically feeling extremely tired of something. Having already come a long way, and it does look like in this particular card, it does look like you've sort of packed your bags and are ready to just move on from it. So maybe that's how you're starting off this week. I'm not sure if it resonates yet, but it does look like you're basically ready for that next step. Spirit, what energy is coming towards them this week in the area of self, please? What do we need to know? Six of Cups, yeah. It does look like pretty much things get lighter for you, like right away. As soon as you pack your bags, right, so to speak, as soon as you do that, it becomes lighter. So I don't know if you've done this already. It does look like you have, but if you haven't, it could be happening within the next day or two, where you've made up your mind, or you're going to make up your mind about something, and you're just like, I don't need to carry this anymore, I don't need to do this anymore, I don't need to think this anymore, and it just feels better. Internally, it still looks like there's some type of support here. It could be maybe a spirit guide. It could be the way that you are speaking to yourself. I mean, it could literally be an animal, or if you have an animal guide or something like that. Spirit, what else is coming towards them in self this week? Please and thank you. They did say making some sort of adjustments to things. Again, whether it's like the way that you're thinking, certain actions or habits or something like that, routines and lifestyles. Like there's a lot of adjusting that you're going to be doing this week in the first few days. And then we have the Chariot. So this is really good. The Chariot makes me always have a good feeling to say, like, you know, you're not stuck, you're moving forward. There's a good energy behind this movement. It's like, you know, motivation, even excitement. So it does look like the energy of movement versus, let's say, heaviness or even blockage is no longer going to be a thing. So that should be clearing up pretty soon. Okay, and then we have the Lovers, and this is exactly why I separate the area of self, because otherwise I get confused. So this does look like, I mean, in this deck it looks like more of a passionate energy. So I would say that that goes perfectly with the Chariot. So I'm not sure what it is you're planning. Some of you might not even really know yet either. It might take you by surprise, but this is around midweek, maybe like around Wednesday, Thursday-ish, kind of varies here, that this energy is gonna take off. It's really going to lift you up and set a new stage for yourself, whether this is talking about a goal or just your overall mood and energy levels. So that's nice. What else do we need to know here? They also are saying something about your vision for the future too, your insight and vision as to what's going on in the present. I mean, it really sounds like a significant shift if we're looking at all of this together. Yeah, see, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is a big dose of clarity that we're seeing here, especially through something that was very confusing prior, something that maybe you just couldn't figure out for a long time, something that maybe did not show itself as having a solution for a long time. That's going to be changing. This does feel like around Thursday, where it's like a strike of enlightenment. Yeah, this could be, maybe it even is a psychic download directly. Like they're saying like higher mind and higher self type of knowledge, which is really nice. Anything else final we need to know about self this week? Self. Thank you. Ace of Wands. Okay, so we are doubly blessed here. We have two aces in a row. So nothing has convinced me more that you're at the cusp of a new beginning than two aces, okay? And it does look like both of them are kind of referring to a spot of the mind, as well as, again, this type of passionate energy, because we can see the actual fire here. So it's hard to say exactly what this could be, because obviously it could be different for everyone, but this amount of fire energy and light definitely seems like a spiritual development kind of a thing. Emotional, spiritual, mental, all of this together, even physical, of course, because that is all related. So with the two aces here, towards the end of the week, and, you know, it's not going to last just one day. This is very dynamic energy. It's going to keep going like that. I'm not sure how it's going to equate to your outer world, but we'll see that next. But otherwise, this is very exciting. Is there any final thing we need to know about this? Any kind of new beginning, new ideas, new passion, new inspiration, new action, pretty much a little bit of everything. Eight of Wands, same thing. So you have another card that specifically is talking about movement, and we can see it's moving basically into the future with all of these energies of new anything, new chapter, anything. Okay, so let's see if we can figure how this exactly translates into the outer world. So let me move this. Spirit, now I'm moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards them in the outer world? Spirit for group number 3, lava stone. What energies externally? Is there any event or energy that we have to be prepared for that's quite significant? So we start off with the Empress. We have Temperance, 2 of Swords. I mean, this depends on your situation, but if you are dealing with someone, I mean, technically it could be a person or a situation, so please take what resonates, but this kind of looks like there needs to be some conversation or healing or reconciliation with someone, but it's not quite happening, at least not yet. If it's not a person, like I said, this could be a situation in itself, something that perhaps, like for example, you are supposed to do something and it has to do with being confident within yourself. Maybe, for example, it's like a project at work, or it's like a thing at home, whatever it might be, but the energy is stalled. It's not quite there. What is the advice here? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It is stalled, it is delayed, and I think the advice might be to just let this unfold naturally. Yes, it's a bit of like that, like to be patient basically for this, because I think something is not right in the timing or the alignment of the situation or with this person, if it is a person you're dealing with. And that's fine. I mean, I think it's fine for now. This should fix itself in time. This should align itself. Even the cards are crooked, you know, but this should be coming through soon. So if you're dealing with a person or situation, give it a little bit more time. It should naturally resolve and balance out, and you'll see kind of like it'll be like upright instead of diagonal here. What else do we need to know? Energies for the outer world. What do we need to know is coming towards them this week in their outer world? So this 3 of Wands does show overcoming something, okay? Or something kind of opening up and expanding, okay? So maybe not related necessarily to this, but that is still happening. This is around Wednesday. Some kind of expansion, some kind of overcoming, or generally getting out of something, if that's what's needed. Now we have the Fool, okay? So still kind of matching here. There's 2 parts to this. The Fool energy does show a new beginning in some way in your outer world too, okay? So I don't know if it's directly matching because of your actions and mindset. It could, of course, be separate, but we are seeing still some kind of a new beginning energy. We're also seeing moving away from a previous energy, okay, with the 6 of Swords. So while you're climbing higher to start something new, and you're very excited about this, you're very happy about this, there's a really positive energy behind this, you're also so ready to let something else go, which I think was already established, because the 10 of Wands was like, I'm packed up, ready to go, no need to continue to deal with this thing. It's not serving me, it's not doing anything good, there's no gain to it all either. So yeah, you're ready to move on and forward from that particular thing in the outer world too. So is there a clue that they can know of how to know what this is about? Because here it's mental, but let's see what it is here. They might not tell us, but let's see if they get a hint. So the hint is, it could differ for people, because 10 of Pentacles for some people is career, other people it's like more like family or relationships. I would probably say that it's something that previously did not have this level of prosperity and security to it, but that's what we're changing. So that's the clue. And if I'm, you know, doing it for a general reading, a general message. So whatever in your life kind of struggled with that energy. So there was not security before, there was not like this sense of working together or collaboration before, or something just really was imbalanced. That's what's changing as we move forward here, so that's good. Anything else? What else is coming towards them in their outer world this week? Yeah, kind of the same vibes here. We do have collaboration again. We do have some sort of cooperation. I'm feeling people are talking to each other. Okay, there's some sort of conversation that's happening here. In terms of whoever it is that you're dealing with. It's at least one person. It could be one or more people that you're discussing something with. And then at the end of it, I am feeling agreement. I am feeling a mutual respect and agreement for things. That's always nice. Now, some of you might be outliers and that's not going to resonate at all, but here's how you can tell. If you already have a very bad feeling about the person that you're going to have to talk to or people, please protect your energy because it may not go that way. But that's only if you already are aware that the person has a negative energy about them. But others of you, if you either you haven't met the person yet or you already know about them and generally it's a good vibe, it should end in like a very nice wrapped up kind of respectful agreement and then therefore movement forward. Now if you are in the outlier group, let's see if there's an advice besides protecting your energy. I mean, maybe that's part of what you're trying to move away from. So the advice for those of you, if that part resonates, is like to really be careful about saying yes to anything. You might want to even think about pausing and removing yourself from the situation if you can, or to at least remove yourself from such negative people if that resonates. That's only for a small number of you. Final message or advice for this week for group 3. That's pretty much it. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is your card of, destiny and fate and all of the energies that are aligned already, that are aligning currently, or that you are aligned with. So everything is going according to the higher plan, I think. I'm not sure your thoughts about it, but, you're on the right track for sure. As always, work with your guides, trust your own intuitions, and just keep going because we are going to see some exciting energies towards the end of the week. Please let me know what that ends up being. I'm really curious about that one, okay? So group 3, I guess that's all I have for you. If you want to check out some of my other pick-a cards that could resonate, and it might give you some additional information. But if not, you can also get a personal reading from me. The info is below. But otherwise, thank you guys so very much. Good luck with this week. Good luck with everything. And I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the Tiger's Eye. So let's take a look into your energy. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, please and thank you. And we'll first look into your energy of self, just to see how you'll be doing. Spirit, what is your starting message, please, for group 4, Tiger's Eye? Thank you. Just a starting message. Okay, so we have 7 of Cups and Judgment. With the Judgment card especially, it does seem like there's going to be some sort of uplifting or spiritual shift here that is going to come to, potentially though. Okay, 7 of Cups, I'm wondering here, it really looks like you're contemplating something. Okay, I don't know if this resonates, but it does look like a lot of you are contemplating your own spiritual growth and journey, but more specifically, what you might have to do or change in order to get to that point. The rest of you, if you're not aware of this at all, this could be coming through. So this week, that you might feel a spiritual shift, and one that completely knocks you off guard. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like a download, it's going to be a crazy enormous sign or synchronicity that happens. It's going to be like a powerful dream. It really could be any number of things that will ultimately end in the same way, that you're going to sort of like have this mini awakening, if you will. Yeah. Some of you, there's a direct message of Wednesday could be significant for this. Spirit, moving forward into just this week, what energies are coming towards him in self, please? Seven of Pentacles now. This is nice because in this particular card, it's showing directly, it looks like this, this person is shining light into the growth here. And it does kind of feel like in some way you're going to be doing that for yourself this week. But again, that could look different depending on, what you choose to do or who you are. So some of you, it might be that you're purposely putting in more time towards your spiritual practices, such as meditating or doing some type of divination work, prayer, something having to do with nature, or reading into things that are helpful to you and your soul, for example. So that could be happening there. And if you are reading something, only for a smaller number of you, they said something like reading something from the past. So I don't know if it's like old messages or books or entries or something to that effect. Then we have your Two of Wands. This is, I feel, how you're going to be kind of looking at this week in terms of your future. It truly looks like a week of contemplation for you guys, where I think specifically a lot of you could be looking at how things are going for you, the patterns that you might be in, old patterns that you'd like to let go of, new things for your path, your soul's path, and your life in general that you'd like to be doing and that you'd like to be introducing into your life, and kind of also, I think, manifesting ways so that can happen. Okay. What else, please, in the area of self? Others of you, it could be directly thinking about moving or movement in some way. And then we also have the Knight of Swords, which can directly talk about that. Knight of Swords looks a bit like spur of the moment or even impulsive energy for some of you. But, you know, if that doesn't resonate with an action you're taking, it could be this internal shift. It almost gives you butterflies to think about doing this thing. And that energy could be becoming more and more real as you move forward, especially into the rest of this month. I wonder what it is. It feels scary and exciting at the same time. Okay, what else, please? So it's like starting off with more of this quiet energy, even though this was not quiet. This was like spiritual lift. And then it's like shifting into, okay, am I making this real? Temperance here. This is actually an unexpected peace that you're going to be feeling more towards the end of the week. So it is matching with this energy here, because this is the sort of like, it's a spiritual uplifting card, and Judgment usually does have that big angel. Now here, this has the wings on it, right? So I feel like some type of internal or spiritual peace is on its way, definitely coming towards you at some point soon, some point very soon. I mean, I am looking into just this week, but it's going to continue from this week. Okay, this is kind of random. Please ignore this if it doesn't resonate, but they said something about a tattoo, because I noticed the tattoo on the center there. I wonder what they could be. So if you have a tattoo, or you've seen one recently, or you've even seen it somewhere like online, they're asking you to think about the message or the symbolism of that tattoo, okay? That's very specific. So there could be something there. So I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it happens to be, they're asking you to think about what that means. So whether it translates to something, or you can just Google the symbolism of it, or it's like a number, there's something going on with that. Okay, then we have here the Wheel of Fortune. You look very, very happy about this. I do still feel like there's something you have to do, something like an action that you are meant to take, or you're going to choose to take as soon as this week, or maybe you're kind of gearing up towards that. But it's not something you're fully comfortable with. This is something that kind of like it's really uncertain to think about or to like do. It's going to make you feel unstable or unsteady in some way, but I think a part of you knows that you have to do it, and I do feel like you will, but it is going to be your choice. So that's why some of this is a little bit 50-50, because it's up to you. This is your free will. Final message about self, and then we'll look into the outer world. Okay, we have the Fool. So yeah, it's kind of like you're teetering on the cusp of, or the brink of something, and you are trying to figure out what is the best choice for myself in my highest good, my soul, my path. This is really, I mean, a crucial decision. This is not something that comes across every day. This is something that you're going to have to continue to really think about, and really look into the depths of your own energy and thoughts for this. So a lot of meditating is going to be helpful here. I'm being left in a little bit of suspense though, because I still don't know what you're going to choose, but I can't tell you what to choose. That's really the whole thing about free will. So we'll see. This might be a to be continued thing. So let's see if the outer world will give us a little bit more of some answers. Spirit, only for this week, please. What energies are coming towards them in their outer world now? Outer world, please. Any significant events or happenings here that we need to know about? Well, that's always nice. Oh, the tower. Friggin' tower. Hold on, let's see, what's this? I mean, if you're watching this when I'm posting it, you might already be dealing with this. What is this about? It's not really giving me a negative message here. It's actually giving me a very positive message. Maybe whatever's going on with the tower was... Oh, you can't see that, sorry. Maybe it was some sort of disruption in your life or way of thinking or routines. Something interrupted you or your life, like I said. But it looks like it's for a good reason. So whatever is going on here, it was trying to land you back into a balance, a state of balance, which is the Ace of Cups. I don't know if it was something you were working on, something that you just had like a firm idea about. Maybe it had to do with like your happiness overall, but something kind of came through and just like, they gave me this image of like a screwdriver prying underneath something, and they're trying to be like, nope, you know, so something might have come through, maybe situationally, that ended up changing your mind again. So I don't know what that's about. Please let me know if you know what that tower is about, because I don't know what to think of that now. Any final message about that? But like I said, it might have already happened for you, because like, especially if you're watching this, I mean, I'm posting it on Monday. Technically it should have been yesterday, but see what I mean? Like, this is actually for once, thank you for a good tower. Like, it's not always a bad thing, of course. It's just that I know you're tired of seeing, I'm tired of seeing the tower, especially for group 4s, because it happens that way. So I do think that there is, or will be a positive outcome from this, especially you'll see it right away, probably in this week, by at least the end of the week. Spirit, what else is happening for them? Doesn't have to be about that. What else is happening for them in their outer world? What is some things to prepare for? Okay, what else, please? What's going on here? Someone is talking about an ending of something. It could be you or someone near you. And they're talking about like shifting something and changing something, maybe taking a break from something. Let's see what else. That's kind of like a lot of the groups got that message actually. So maybe it, you know, that probably is a collective message at this point. Like a lot of people are coming to that point where they're just done with a lot of cycles. Now you do have the Wheel of Fortune again. I didn't say this to everyone. I think I only said it to one group, but you may want to watch the video I did recently. What is it, like only a few days ago? What sign will you receive next? Because I do think there's some messages there for you. And I was reminded because you got a double thing here. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is here. This is probably your guides coming through to make sure that you stay aligned with something this week. If you happen to see some weird stuff happen this week, I bet you it will be your guides, because they're trying to kind of intervene a little bit here. They are going to get your attention. They are going to throw a lot of stuff in your face in a good way, because I don't know if you already made an agreement, like a soul contract or something, or it's your higher self. Something's going to be going on here where your guides are going to be on top of you. Like they're going to be really on top of it and trying to, I don't want to say like force their hand, but it's kind of like they really need to intervene for some reason. So if weird stuff happens this week, I think that's why. Because there might be something that you did not initially see, or you're still kind of having trouble seeing. They're going to make sure that you see it, or that you take action on it. What else in this week? What outer world? Okay, so we have King of Cups, we have the Magician. This could be someone you're dealing with, or well, I don't think it's your energy. But if this is someone else, what do we need to know about this energy here, please? This could be someone very close to you, and probably either they mean well or they think they mean well. However, I kind of feel like this person... Again, I think that this is someone outside of you because I'm not looking into self right now. This person could think that they have all the answers to something, or that they know the right answer for something. But I'm assuming we're getting the message in this way because that's not the case, okay? So if you are going to be talking to someone this week about something very important, I would take a few moments to really ask yourself how you truly feel about the situation. Because something here is telling me that this King of Cups / Magician energy is almost trying to take over the energy of the situation, is almost trying to take over the situation itself. Because they are, at least in their mind, so sure that they know the right answer. But that's really not the full equation. So you may want to really be careful with this one. And it's not to say that this person is malicious or anything. I mean, maybe some of you might be dealing with someone who's a bit like narcissistic or whatever it might be. Whatever is the case, just be careful here, because it is kind of striking me as this person is a little bit too much in their sort of magician power, and they need to kind of lower that a little bit and come back down to center, because it's a little bit overbearing. What else is the advice here? Yes, that is confirming it for me. We have the Devil card, okay, which might suggest either a repeating negative cycle, or someone might have like some attachment issues or some sort of shadow issues where it's creating actually a bias here. So that's the reason why we cannot really trust something coming from this type of energy or mindset. So think about things. Yes, think about things. You might want to clear this energy. You might want to ground yourself, maybe even take a little bit of time to yourself if this person wants to keep asking you or kind of like imposing in some way. Final message for that. It's not really giving me much of a message other than you might have to kind of separate yourself just a little bit. I think that was all they had to say about that. Final message about what's coming towards them this week. Outer worlds, please, for group 4. We have the 4 of Cups. Final message. 4 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. Maybe right at the very, very end of the week, because it's like literally right at the edge of the thing here. Maybe right at the end of the week, you're gonna be sort of reorienting yourself, and I do feel you're gonna be thinking more clearly about something, or feeling more clear about something, and that's always a good place to be. So I think at first there's like some level of pause, and it's just like, again, a little bit of hesitation, but then it does shift pretty soon after that. So I think this is good. It gives me the impression still that you're doing your best to have a clear head, to make your own clear decisions and what is best for you. It's something that probably you haven't even really considered, but that is going to come up towards the end of the week anyways. All right. Any final advice for them, though? The Death card, yeah. So basically we are looking at the same thing as I saw before. It is like the ending of a previous thing, and then, you know, some kind of a rebirth energy, which was all over the place in the first spread. So let it happen, I guess, you know. I think at the end of the day, it's just like being open to things, open to energy, open to ideas, and that is all we can do. And then hopefully it does come through, and I think it will. Okay. So group 4, super interesting reading. I have no idea what I was even saying, but if it does make sense, if it does resonate, please let me know below. If anything, you can check out my other readings for more clarity, or you can book a personal reading with me. The info is below for that. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a good week. Good luck with everything, and I will see you in the next reading, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.